Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you my Raw review for this week. And I'm sorry I have not made any other YouTube videos of last week. I just did not have anything to cover. I wasn't looking at any wrestling rumors, and I just didn't really feel like making any videos. And I don't want to give you guys YouTube videos that are meaningless and worthless and are a waste of watching. So I only produce the best content on my channel. I only produce the best of Raw reviews, pay-per-view reviews, video game reviews. I mean, you guys already know the deal. So, again, sorry I have not posted a video since my last Raw review, but again, I only want to have good content on my channel, not a bunch of bullshit just to have on my channel. So, yeah, although, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be doing some more video game reviews or something. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get right into the Raw review because I'm kind of tired, and I'm pretty tired. So, to start off the show, we had a Hall of Fame formal, I think is what they called it. I'm not really sure it was called a formal, but it was basically where Michael Cole interviewed the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair in the ring. And they were all, like, in this announcer table. Like, they had the announcers table inside the middle of the ring, and they all were sitting there, and they talk about the rematch, I guess, of Brock Lesnar versus John Cena again for the world title at Night of Champions, and which was kind of funny. Pretty much, Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels say John Cena has no chance at Night of Champions after the beating he took at SummerSlam. Only Hulk Hogan thought John Cena has a chance at Night of Champions, and they all argue for a while, and then John Cena comes out, and he admits that he got his ass whooped at SummerSlam. He doesn't want to win at Night of Champions against Brock Lesnar. He wants to beat Brock Lesnar's ass, and that he will bring the fight to Brock Lesnar this time, and that he'll be a whole new monster and all that. Which is basically what John Cena was saying. He basically was saying, I don't really care to beat Brock Lesnar, I just want to kick his ass and all that. And to me, this was not a very good opening to Raw. It just seemed too forced to me. I mean, it really seemed way too forced, having Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan in the middle of the ring just to boost John Cena. To me, it just was not necessary. I mean, you had Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair saying, "Oh, John Cena has no chance," and you have Hulk Hogan, of course, saying, "Oh, John Cena has every chance," and blah 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 blah. Either way, to me, it just seemed really forced, and it just seemed unnecessary for this. They could have just had John Cena come out and talk about his match at SummerSlam, and have him be all, I'll never give up and all this crap. But instead, they have to have 3 Hall of Famers out there to help boost John Cena. I just thought it was unnecessary. Let me know what you guys think of that. I just thought it was unnecessary and unenforced. So then we had Rusev versus Jack Swagger for the opening match of Raw. And I was surprised to see this rematch again. I thought that they were done after SummerSlam. I was like, really? They're going to have this match again? Not that I was really complaining. I was just surprised because, I mean, like I said, they already faced each other at SummerSlam, and Rusev already won. But Rusev wins again after he kicks Jack Swagger repeatedly in the chest, causing the referee to stop the match. It was an okay match to start off Raw, but their SummerSlam match was way better than this. I mean, again, they have to have the referee stop the match. I mean, it was okay, but I don't know. To me, either just have Rusev win clean or just don't. Well, just have him win clean. I mean, to me, it just seemed kind of dumb that they had to have, the referee stop the match because he was kicking Jack Swagger in the chest too much. I don't know, but it was an okay match to start off for, like I said, but I liked their SummerSlam match better. Then we had Rob Van Dam versus Cesaro for a number 1 contenders U.S. title match. And Cesaro wins and is now the #1 contender. The right man won here. Not that I have anything against Rob Van Dam. He could have won too. I didn't really care who won, but to me, I thought that Cesaro should win, even though he's been on a losing streak, so Cesaro won. But to me, it was a pretty boring match. I mean, these two really didn't do anything really special. Pretty boring match. And then we had Paige versus Natalya. Paige wins. I was glad to see her win a match. Not a bad match. It could have been a little longer, but not a bad match. It was alright. Just a little too fast for me. Natalya attacks Paige after the match, and then AJ comes out, and I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with these two. I mean, they could just have them cut promos, talk shit to each other, and then have their match at Night of Champions. But no, they're doing this weird cuddly shit. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just weird. Like, they had AJ come out, and she helps Paige up after Natalya attacks her, and then AJ gives Paige a hug and then kisses her hand and all this. I'm like, this is just a little too weird for me. I don't know. It just seems stupid. It just seems a little weird. Like I said, they could just have them talk shit to each other, but I guess they just have respect for each other. I don't know. But either way, their match at Night of Champions should be another good match. But yeah. And then Kane and Seth Rollins come out, and Seth Rollins has a eulogy for Dean Ambrose after he attacked Dean Ambrose and curb stomped his head into the bricks last week on Raw in their no disqualification match. Seth Rollins says how Dean Ambrose will have a headache for the rest of his life because of the bricks, and that if he had known his place, Seth Rollins and the Authority wouldn't have done this, and that the Authority always wins. You never can beat the Authority. And then he gives... wait, no. What the hell does he say? Then he goes on to say how he created the Shield and also destroyed the Shield. And then Roman Reigns comes down to the ring, beats up Kane and Seth Rollins until Seth Rollins retreats. Pretty good segment. This could be a good feud between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Sorry, guys, I'm a little foggy. I don't know why, but it should be a good feud though between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. So then we had the Usos versus Star and Goldust for the tag team titles, and the Usos win by countout, and then Goldust gets on the mic and says they want a rematch, and that he shouldn't, and that one of the Usos should not use his leg injury as an excuse to be counted out on purpose. And then Goldust and Stardust attack the Usos. So now possibly Goldust and Stardust are now turning heel. They're now a heel tag team instead of a face tag team. Whatever. I don't really care too much for this tag team. I mean, they're just, I don't know. I don't care for it, but I mean, they're okay. I just don't really care for them too much, but maybe with them turning as heels, it could be good. But the Usos won, and they have retained their tag team titles by countout. Then we had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar talk on a TV behind the scenes thing about, and this was after SummerSlam, and Brock Lesnar talks about how he kicked John Cena's ass, and then he hears about how there's a rematch at Night of Champions, and Brock Lesnar cuts a pretty good promo. I mean, I'm not going to go through what all he said, but all in all, Brock Lesnar was saying, about how his dad fed it, or that his dad told him a bunch of crap when he was a kid about John Cena's dad told him a bunch of crap about how he had, that he can do anything, that if he never gives up and all that crap. I don't know. If you didn't see Raw, you should check out this little promo thing, behind the scenes thing. I don't know what it was, but Brock Lesnar can cut a promo pretty good for himself, but still pretty good promo and a good segment with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar here. Then we had Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz it was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz's stunt double, because The Miz did not want to face Dolph Ziggler, so we had a stunt double, Miz Sandow. So we had Damien Sandow and with The Miz on commentary and Dolph Ziggler won. So, yeah. Then we had the family reconciliation of Brie and Nikki Bella. And this whole time, I mean, Brie is saying about how these two, about how her and her sister have been best friends, and about how they, love each other and all this stuff. And pretty much the whole time, Nikki Bella is being a total bitch to Brie, like just saying about how she wishes that Brie Bella would have died in the womb of their mother, which I thought was pretty. I was like, damn. And then she was just being a total bitch, like I said, to Brie, just mocking her, mocking Daniel Bryan, mocking the way Brie is, saying about how she, blames Nikki for everything and steals her boyfriends. I don't know. To me, it was okay. I'm not really caring for this match too much. I liked the Brie and Stephanie feud a lot better. This could be decent, but I don't really care for it too much. But I don't know. I mean, to me, you can kind of tell they're acting. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just kind of obvious that they're acting, but it could be a decent feud, but I just don't really care for it too much. But either way, and Jerry Lawler was there conducting the reconciliation, and Nikki slapped him and told him to get out of the ring, and then Nikki grabs Brie by the hair and throws her out of the chair and beats her up, and then Jerry Lawler and the referees have to break him up. So, pretty decent segment, I guess. So, yeah. Then we had Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Kane, and Roman Reigns won after a disqualification from Seth Rollins. And then Seth Rollins and Kane tried to take Roman Reigns out like they did Dean Ambrose with the bricks. But Roman Reigns fights back and almost takes Seth Rollins out with like a brick. He tosses it like when Seth Rollins was against the ring post. Roman Reigns chucked a brick at him and it hit the ring post, broke the brick, and then it almost hit Jerry Lawler at the announcer table. I mean, everyone was out to get Jerry Lawler on this episode of Raw. First Nikki slaps him, and then he almost gets hit in the face by a fucking brick. I don't know. To me, it was kind of crazy. I was just like, damn, everyone's against Jerry Lawler on this episode of Raw or something. I don't know. But either way, pretty good match. And yeah. Then we had Los Matadores versus Titus and Heath Slater. I don't care. Los Matadores won. I don't care. Then we had Bo Dallas versus Kofi, and Bo Dallas won. I don't care. And Jack Swagger attacks Bo Dallas after the match because Bo Dallas was making fun of Jack Swagger, saying about how he let down all of America, but that if Bo leaves, then yeah. So pretty much Bo Dallas and Jack Swagger are going to have a feud. This one could be a decent feud. We'll just have to see what happens. Then we had Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, and John Cena was trying to imitate Brock Lesnar's viciousness at SummerSlam with the German suplexes and telling Bray Wyatt, stay down, until the Wyatt family got involved, causing a disqualification. And then Big Show and Mark Henry make the save for John Cena. And then back from commercial, we have John Cena, Big Show, and Mark Henry versus the Wyatt family. And John Cena's team won after the match. John Cena's team won after John Cena put Luke Harper in the STF and made Luke Harper tap out. And then after the match, John Cena gives an attitude adjustment to Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan to make a point to Brock Lesnar about his viciousness. And this was an okay main event. John Cena is looking strong for Night of Champions. All in all, Raw was decent. It slowly is building for Night of Champions, but to me, Raw was kind of boring and bland. I mean, it was just kind of boring in some spots. I mean, there was some good points to Raw, like the main event was good. The Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Kane segment was good. I mean, there was a couple other good matches, but Raw was kind of on autopilot. It was kind of boring. I mean, if you really missed this week's Raw, you really weren't missing that much compared to last week's Raw, I think. But this one was okay, just a little boring in some parts, is what I think. So let me know what you guys think of Raw, and I will talk to you guys soon.